I might be so bold to say that this is better than the Grand Canyon. We're Erin and Brandon. If you missed our last episode, we made it to the halfway point of our road trip by visiting our 25th National Park, Great Basin.
We're halfway there.
From Nevada, we drove east into Utah, where the views are spectacular. And this is where we are sleeping for the night. How beautiful.
We spent the morning working since we had a really great spot to stay with great Wi-Fi, and now we are heading into Capitol Reef National Park. First stop, Panorama Point.
This view, 360 degrees, Panorama Point. We're not even at the point yet, we're just in the parking lot. It's stunning. It's absolutely breathtaking. It reminds me of a combination of Zion and Grand Canyon. I love the stark contrast of the mountains far, far away and then this red rock. If you just Google Utah, it's just like red rocks like this.
So true. So this is the first stop of the day, Panorama Point. Next we have a very cool stop, the petroglyphs. We'll see you there.
That's cool. Look at this entire wall. Oh! I don't know if you could see it in the camera, but there's little pictures all along this bottom wall here.
These petroglyphs are drawings from Native Americans who lived in these parts between 700 and 1700 years ago. And they were chiseled into the rock behind us. They show signs of hunting, gathering. It looks like a prosperous society from what historians have gathered from the drawings. It's really cool. I find it always amazing to see drawings of ancient people doing very similar things to what we do now and having their own technologies and stuff. It's crazy.
It's like Where's Waldo? I keep finding new drawings. Now that we saw those first two spots, we're going to do our first hike in Capitol Reef, Hickman Bridge. Hiking up hills, going through canyons. We're not even at the bridge yet, and I feel like I might make an echo here. Echo! Hello! Oh my god, how cool is this? Wow. You can walk right above me, Bran.
Haha.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. We just caught our first glimpse of the bridge and it looks unbelievable. I'm super pumped now to go see this bridge. Gotta take the photo op. This bridge is so sick. It's definitely a must-see if you come to Capitol Reef National Park. The trail is short and like really interesting, very beautiful, and then the end result is incredible. What do you think, Ren?
Come here, do it, do it. Actually, we have to do some news. We have to do an update.
Yeah, give him an update.
All right, I'll give you an update now while we have some pretty scenery, because it's not necessarily good news. So like I was saying before, I thought Capitol Reef reminded me of a combination of Grand Canyon and Zion. Well, we were at those two national parks as well as Bryce Canyon National Park 2 years ago with my sister Marybeth and her fiance Paul. Originally on this road trip, we were planning on going back to them, and we were really excited because we were going to do things that we didn't do last time or repeat some things that we really, really loved. However, when I was going over the map a few weeks ago, we had to make some decisions and some cuts in order to make it home before Christmas and enough time to quarantine before seeing family. We are cutting out Grand Canyon, Zion, and Bryce. So it's kind of sad that we can't show you guys them in this perspective through film, but if it helps, I will dump a bunch of pictures from that trip right now. So for the purpose of this road trip and reaching the goal of visiting 50 national parks, I'm just gonna add these parks in right now.
The bridge is absolutely beautiful, but it is starting to get really cold because there's no sunlight hitting here. So we're gonna go back and we have one more hike that we're gonna do. Whoa.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's sick. Wow.
Once again, I'm always the one running after the van, but it's a cool place to run. Woo! Let's go!
I wouldn't leave, yeah.
So I might be so bold to say that this is better than the Grand Canyon. I think it might be. This is like unreal. Oh my goodness.
It's like a piece of artwork.
It looks like marble.
Wow.
Beautiful.
It really is.
Oh my goodness, look at that ledge. What? It's a bighorn sheep.
Oh my god.
Wait, stop for a sec, stop for a sec. Oh my god, that's so cool.
That's sick.
Oh my goodness. In all of the parks we've been to, all of the states, we've never seen a bighorn sheep. That is so cool.
Oh my god, so cool.
It was so majestic looking.
Yes.
It's just on the edge of the mountain, cliff, whatever. It's like doing its thing. That was awesome. Whoa, whoa. And it's bumpy. Do you think it's better than Grand Canyon?
I don't know if I could compare it to the Grand Canyon, but it is really, really cool in its own right. Like, really cool. And we had no idea. Like, I had never heard of Capitol Reef National Park. You hear of arches and you hear of Canyonlands, but I had never heard of this. Like, this is unbelievable.
Comment below if you've been to the Grand Canyon and Capitol Reef. Tell me what you think.
We're running out of daylight, so I don't think we're gonna be able to do this entire hike, but we at least wanna see it because on the walls, pioneers from the 1800s wrote their names into the wall, like scratched it in. So we wanna see that. Maybe if we just quickly start the trail, we can see a little bit of it and then head back before we're stuck here in the dark.
And it's even more impressive when you're out of the car looking up at these huge walls. It's so wild because this was not even on our radar as one of the best national parks. But for me, it's way up there. I don't think I've said, oh my God, it's so beautiful, more times at another national park than today at Capitol Reef. And maybe that's because we weren't really expecting much, since we hadn't even heard of it before we started this research on the national parks. It says September 20th, 1911. 1911, we're in history, baby.
Sick. I'm happy to have seen that. I mean, now when people deface rocks in beautiful places, that's not cool, but this was just a wild place, and they were passing by as pioneers, and they wanted to put their names up so that they lasted forever, and now we're 109 years later, and there it is. Pretty amazing.
If you're in Utah, do not miss this. Is anybody alive out there? Can anybody hear me? What's that from? Comment below.
So much fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Hope she doesn't fall, because then we'll hit her. Every time we see another Ram ProMaster, at least when I'm driving, I wave. And you know, sometimes people give you the wave back. But that woman who was just in that other ProMaster was like double waving. I was like, wow, I appreciate that enthusiasm. Like, subscribe and stay tuned.
And live alternatively?
Live alternatively as well.